Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Hora del Mate. And even though I do drink my mate, it's morning for me here in Auckland, so I'm starting off with a coffee today. It's still Hora del Mate nonetheless. Today I want to talk about the kind of information we absorb. So the music we listen to, the conversations we hear about or take part in, the books we read, the movies we watch, and so forth in whatever order. When I was in university, I was asked by my professor, course on public law, if rap music, for example, had an effect on the way we operate, or the way society operates. Does it influence violence and things like that? And I'm sure so many people have had this question. And I think I put yes at the time, but I do remember 100% that the answer was actually no, it doesn't. And that blew my mind, and it blew my mind till today, and I want to argue against it and everyone's free to obviously share their comments and opinions. I think music in general, movies in general, and all kinds of information we absorb do play a big part in who we are or who we can become. For example, here's why. If you listen to certain music, there are the words that they use, the images that you're seeing in videos, are being subconsciously or even consciously at times filmed in your mind. They're being stored as memory. Say you're ever in a situation where you're feeling a certain emotion, you may look to use, without even knowing so, words that may have been uttered in a song because the same sort of emotion was applied in the state that the artist was in. And let me be as clear as I can be here. Companies are um, selling you crap. They're selling you things we don't need. They're selling you um, images. They're selling you sex scenes. They're selling you drugs. They're selling you so forth. And of course, you can't say no to this because there are huge tobacco industries. There are huge fast food industries. They're selling you crap you want to put in your body. So this topic can be boiled down to two different points. If someone owns one of these big companies, give the people what they want or change the people's wants. Because at the end of the day, everyone has to make some sort of money to move forward and live and protect themselves and survive. So the choices that you make to absorb certain information or use your money to spend it at certain places has a direct linear impact on the world. It's either feeding an industry or taking away from an industry. So consciously, proactively make your choices every day, not just with, like I do, with the nutrition that you eat, with exercising, with reading books, but also be conscious of what is being sent into you and what you're giving back with the money you spend and the information you send to other people. And also, the images you see are also being, you're seeing flashes of those images. Say they're portraying whoever, man or woman, in a negative light, then that's becoming normalized to you. Say we have a society, let's say GTA, for example, the video game. We had a society where that was never, there were no video games with shooting or violence or anything of that nature. If there was one that came out, it would be a topic of conversation because it wasn't the norm. It was something different that was being introduced. So because the norm is to see video games of that nature, then, like I said, it's normalized. And perhaps it doesn't directly lead to any negative situations that are happening throughout the world, but they might be related in some way. And it goes the same for music and different things of that nature. So then we have to ask ourselves, what are the objective principles or values that we have? Because if we just live our life without ever thinking about these things, then any information that's being played or happening around society is being stored in your brain. But if you proactively choose to become part of different situations or ignore certain situations, it's because you have principles usually and values. For example, one of mine might be obviously be kind to everyone, or always try to empathize and understand someone else's point of view, or live a healthy lifestyle, proactive healthy lifestyle by going to going to work out and eating well and improving your nutrition consistently. Some of the moral, and so that anything that's portrayed in any sort of media that goes against that, now you will be choosing to ignore it because you know it doesn't line up with your values. So my question to the viewers would be, which principles and values do you prioritize in your life? What are the most important? Do you avoid certain types of information? Let's not forget as well that whenever a conversation now happens about certain videos, certain music, and you've seen it, you now have an active choice to take part in that conversation and give your opinion. I think maybe in human nature you'd want to feel included, and so you'll go with the popular opinion, rather where we should be asking questions like, is this the right kind of information we want to absorb? I would like to see what everyone thinks on that, and we'll leave it at that for now. If you enjoyed the video, guys, the like button, hit the, I think it's red, the subscribe button down below, and make sure to watch all the other videos I've posted, and we have some really cool interviews coming up soon, some athletes, some entrepreneurs, so I hope you enjoy this.